watercolor, the first one of these of this season, first outdoor painting of the season. So the last time I did one of these was probably like in September, though like last week I did do a drawing with, or I attempted to do a drawing with a charcoal pencil. But first, before we do that, yesterday I got this guy here. Look at his hair. Doesn't that look cool? It looks cool. He reminds me of somebody I used to go to open mics with back 21 years ago in Seattle with this hair like this. And so I'm going to take off the hair. Hopefully it doesn't ruin anything. And so let's see if I can. I'm really close to the camera. I hope that it doesn't ruin the thing. Because it's actually, I really like it too, because look at all the cool images and stuff on it. And I'm just really worried that if I pull this off, I want it to work though. But so once I try to get this thing off, it's really stuck on here hard. Oh wait, it's gonna come off. Look at that. And we're gonna try it on, because this was gonna be like a hat for me. How's that look? All right, cool. It's my painting hat. Yeah, because I'm like losing hair and shit. Okay, so let's get started here. What I'm gonna do is turn the camera around, and we're gonna try. Do you hear the birds? The birds are out singing right now. I'll be quiet while I turn the camera around. So we're gonna just pick something over there. We're gonna pick something over there to paint. And what I got is my. I got it the wrong direction. My little tray is kind of really off kilter. This is 999 show. Like and sub, and we're working out of this is my watercolor sketchbook. It's my watercolor sketchbook. So we're just going to do a little tiny painting here. I got a couple brushes and some water. All right. Oh, you missed it. There was that flew underneath the camera. It was a little tiny hummingbird. And that's why this is such. Maybe I should just leave I'm going to leave the. Do you want me to turn the camera? I'll turn the camera straight down. Or I can just leave it sitting out there and you can just. Maybe another bird will just buzz right on by and do a flyby. Okay. All right, let's try this. We're gonna turn the camera down. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. And this tripod I have is really flimsy. Hi, Essence of the Moon. I was thinking about you. I think my live stream last night was on Tools of Fortune was successful. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure. I should be spraying this thing down. We have, maybe I'm starting to experience the magic of it all. I think what I want to do just a portion. Welcome to 999 show. We're doing a watercolor sketchbook. It's outdoors. I'm outdoor, and I got my my new hat on. Maybe I should. So, anyways, before I lose everybody, I'm going to just do a little brief sketch of what, I probably should just do this. A bunch of water in here. A bunch of water. I don't want to spill the water on things, but I'm going to do, I have a tree out there that I'm looking at. I'm looking at a tree right now. And I kind of want to do like just a portion of the tree. This is just oh crap, I hit the damn tripod leg. The whole thing just about went over. And I feel like I need to add just a tad bit of water in here. There we go. So I poured a little water in here with the hopes that I can do a little bit more fast sketching here. So yeah, I have another channel called Tools of Fortune. For those of people who are, and it's a really a niche down. I've really gone and niche down with that one. It's not, this is a variety show here, but Tools of Fortune, I'm running off of a fairly narrow niche, which is going to be hard for me because, but then, you know, having two channels, it makes it easier because then you can niche down and be that, so it has a, and then what, yesterday, Clint's Creative, who came in, and it was nice to see him, of course, should pray for him because his old doggy has cancer and is not doing too well. And if you can see it into your hearts to pray for Clint's doggy. Hi, Tapestry of the Unseen. You know, I'm going to turn the camera around and then you can see my, because you were here when I did I'm going to show you what I'm working with. Because there's the tree over there. The tree. And the tree. And then here is my, here's my hat. How you like that? This is my hair piece. It fits my head too. So that's kind of cool. So we'll work on that maybe a little later on this week. See? If I leave the saran wrap on it, it's like extra hair. Ain't that really stylish? Get my hat, my painting hat, my show hat. Yeah. Yeah, I hope it doesn't get like some kind of a disease from it. All right, let's turn the camera back. So you just know what I'm dealing with here. And that is the subject that I'm just actually doing like I'm really trying to concentrate more on those daisies that are on the ground and just kind of up the tree a little bit. And trying to see how much I can get done before dark. Because it's like, what, 9:20 right now, I think? 9:20? 9:20. And I employ my my thingamajig here, which highlight, yeah. Thingamajig and looks like people are shooting off guns and neighbors shooting their guns off. At least that's better than the neighbor who's well, there's a mechanic business down there, and then one of my neighbors their boy is learning how to building hot rods and muscle cars. How are the babies doing? Oh, the babies. What babies? Well, there's lots of like little animals, yeah. Did I know that I mentioned it in another live about the little squirrel I saw that was carrying a little mother that was carrying its baby in its mouth. I think I might add a different color into here. Maybe like that's green. Just a little bit of the green in here. We'll mix it right on the paper. Maybe we'll go to this other brush that's got a little bit more surface area. This green's got a little bit more blue in it for my taste, but nevertheless. Oh yeah, I get you. Yeah, I'm gonna go. That spot that I went last night at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It was, I mean, I'm recovering from a migraine today. I took that Imitrex probably like 4 hours ago. The Imitrex wave has starting to pass through me here, and doing that. But I think I had a. Oh, you had a client that asked me the same questions in the same readings? Yeah. Yeah. Well, last night I actually got a question from someone. Someone actually, well, they asked for an energy reading, and of course I was, very nervous that I wasn't going to be able to do it, and being kind of performative. I don't know. I think I was being, but I was trying to not be, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, she wanted the answer she wanted, not necessarily that wasn't the answer that, yeah. Let's go fill up the tree and move it up a little bit taller. And maybe we'll just make it kind of like it's partially broken off. A spam hat? Yeah, well, I don't know what I'm going to do when my spam hat wears out. My mother won it at the Oregon State Fair like 30 years ago. Yeah. So Lila, when this lady or whoever your client asked the question 4 times, did the same similar cards come up each time? Oh, so the cards kept telling her the same message. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. When that happens, huh? Same similar thing. Yeah. Anyway, that's interesting. So you did a combo of other decks and everything else between like, was it all tarot or was it? Good night, good night, Selena. Good night. All right. Well, let's see. I need to see if I can pull that off. Oh, her doggies. I see. I get you. Yeah. Okay, good. We got that off. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, should I do a background or no? I don't think so. Let's do piece of the fence back there. Fence posts. So you use Oracle? Yeah. Let's go into this Payne's Gray and make some fence posts. Maybe another fence post over here. Maybe it's not the exact same scene as I see before you. And it calls you out, huh? Yeah, I just let the... All right, good night. Good night. Good night, Celine. It's late where you're at, and it is a work night, so I get it. And let's get it there. Maybe it's got this other fence post that kind of coming in here. Maybe we should make it a wire fence. Should that be? It's kind of like I got a fence post over there that's kind of slanted like that. And you see here the young family. Well, Chloe, I'm not, I'm recovering from a migraine, and so I just was not quite I just took it off the head here, and I decided at this last minute that before dark that I wanted to do a watercolor. Oh, you saw me with it on, yeah. I wanted to try it on first, and I was like noticing how much it reminded me of this dude that I used to know up in Seattle who when it was on the blue head, in the way I did the eyes on the blue head and everything. So yeah, kind of fence like that. That's pretty cool, I think. So now I want to do like some flowers in front of this snag like that. Just doing a sketch. That's all, a watercolor sketch. Well, the thing is, Lila, with how the lettering and everything turned out on this thing, I'm not so sure how I want to. I wasn't actually going to paint it. I was going to glue thin paper. What is that thin paper called you use for wrapping paper? I was going to glue paper and can make it kind of like hair and maybe some tin foil and some other things. It's not crepe paper. It's, man, I just can't think when I'm in a migraine cycle. I just can't quite think straight. And let's see, add some different color into there. Maybe I'll go and add some of this blue in here to get a... Yeah, you should take out your paints. Then you can come on my show and we can do a paint off. It doesn't really matter that, it's good entertainment. Just good, a wig cap and that. Yeah, well, so just going to add some other things on it. But can somebody please help me with the name of that paper that I'm talking about? That thin paper that you often maybe use for wrapping presents up with and stuff like that. I just can't think of it. Colored paper. Yours will look like a blob. Well, maybe you want to use something else. Tissue paper, that's it. Thank you, Lucky Stone 88. Yeah, and I was thinking about you today, Lucky Stone, because I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see some things here. And I'm going to turn the camera up. And this is part of my backyard, but I'm thinking about going into the areas. I'll turn it around. See, here's my my hat here. See how that is? That's tissue paper. Yeah, it's my hat, and that I made yesterday. And so it has so a lot of this stuff, the print that came on here accidentally, I want to kind of go over this to see which of what stuff I want to cover up and what I want to keep. But you see, look on the inside, it's got things like Doonesbury, it's got comics and stuff in it. So probably what I'll do is I need to get I have some varnish, so I'll varnish the inside of it, and it's kind of fragile. And then some areas we'll just put tissue paper on, like some blue and some other colors. But but one of the things I really, really wanted to glue on there was tin foil. It was tin foil because of how it kind of goes in thematically. It does match the variety show. Yeah, I'm not actually, Lila. I wasn't planning on painting it at all. I was planning on just like what I said. I might make another one and then paint over it. But I was just wanting to have I was really was thinking of doing a tin foil hat. That's what I wanted but I never actually made a tin foil hat. But so in it, I would add tin foil onto this, and so it'd have some tin foil, have some paper, so it would have the suggestion of the craziness. You have that suggestion of that craziness, when you are telling stories that are not what the rest of the world believes, telling stories about. Oh, it's right up here. No picture, no reference picture. No reference picture. This is we're just going to go into imagination land to do this. And that's my plan. And so sometimes, Lila, when I go into imagination land, I actually gotta stare at it a little while in order to know exactly what I want to do with it. But I'm hoping to do it this week. It'd probably be Wednesday night. I have Tarot Oracle of the Soul on at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon, for an interview, and we're doing the Eight of Wands, because she didn't know how long she could stay on, and so I chose the Eight of Wands, which will probably be a fast pencil one to do, and yeah. And then I have Woo Woo Wonderment coming on next. Oh, Elizabeth, I dreamed about you this morning. I was like, I had a migraine, and then I fell asleep listening to. Oh, I took Imitrex. I took the Imitrex to. I'm shedding paper here, so I think I'm gonna put my. Was it this way, the front way? Yeah. Yeah, that is it. Because it kind of came on yesterday while I was mowing the lawn and putting stuff up into the atmosphere, and I should have like treated the sinus crap, but that sinus crap just triggered the migraine, and then when I look over my 1 a.m. Oh, explain what? Explain what? Well, I was kind of explaining anyways. And I'm going to turn it's getting dark, so I'm going to turn the camera down and go back into my painting here. Oh, my new hat. Oh, okay. This is paper mache. I did the spam hats inside, and yesterday I made this yesterday. Made it yesterday around the same, actually in the afternoon. Paper mache, and then this is going to be my I was going to make it like a tinfoil hat kind of a thing, but not just tinfoil. It was going to have some tinfoil hair on it, and some tissue paper hair, like some different colors that I'm going to glue onto here. It's really delicate because it doesn't have a whole lot of layers of I think I'm going to lay down some varnish before I even begin doing that. Maybe I need to add some kind of probably I'm going to add clear gesso on the inside. Well, yeah, it's a perfect fit. I made it on, let's see, Oregon. It's got I want to make sure those words stay on there. And so I made it on this blue head. So I got this blue head, and I used this blue head and made it on it. And this is Mr. Head. So 2 years ago, I grew this channel by doing a lot of comedy shorts. And Mr. Head was one of the characters I had that I was playing with. This is Mr. Head. It's a blue head, and I added some like eyes and a mustache and stuff like that. I may actually still have some of those shorts posted on way in the way back time. Hi, Sheila. Hi, welcome. I'm gonna turn the camera back down, and we're gonna work on my thingamajig a little bit more. Oh, so you came across Okay, yeah, and so anyways, I'm gonna turn the camera back, and we are working on this open air painting of that over here. I'm just kind of working on the contraption here to make sure that, there we go. It's got the mustache and everything. So it's 11 p.m. Oh, welcome. Yeah. There's I probably got to do this week because I'm going to be running out of, yes, it is. The sun is setting. It's, the sun set, but these are just the dregs of the light. And so in the valley, the sun set like, I don't know, 8 o'clock. I was cast into shadow around probably like 8 o'clock this evening. That's like typical. It's like 2 hours less light than everywhere else in the world. And yeah. And you know, someday, Elizabeth, we're going to have another paint off, you know. Midnight there, yeah, yeah. I just had gotten done with dinner, and I wanted to do this before dark. And then I'll go charge this light up, and then I'll try and go on again, probably about after Mom goes to bed, and do another Tools of Fortune one. I don't know. We could. It'll probably be best to do it indoors because I can't control the. Unless I can find that splitter. I have a splitter. Where I can run I can run this microphone and a headphone jack in there as well. Then we could do a Galaxy. Yeah, I don't know if I can. I have a. I don't know if I can do that, Chloe. But I have art that I've done in the past that might be like that. And kind of coming in here with just some flowers. Yes, Mitch. Yes, it's a part of a tree. It's a part of a tree. If you roll the live stream back like 2 minutes, you'll see what the tree is that I'm looking at. You can I think you can do that if you so desire. But I'm actually looking at. Oh. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think a Galaxy might be kind of boring. I don't know. Did I say that? I did say that. But I don't know, because I do have some pieces of art that I've done in the past in acrylics. Hello, Destiny. Yeah. Yeah, so I've done something that's like a Galaxy. I did it in like 2017. I think it's 2018 during the winter time. I know I hadn't started bartending yet, so it was when I was bar backing. And I know that I did it in the winter time, and I used rollers, and I used pearl pigments. I used pearl pigments. So your mom's a really nice painter? Yeah. So we're just doing these little flowers here. Interesting. Oh no, we'll have a little more flowers by the fence. Or the yellow flower. Maybe they need to be a different color. Maybe I'll make some of these like red flowers here. There we go. Some different colors. A quartz tower. Okay. Oh, Chloe, that's the Chloe's crystals. I watched your. Yeah, okay, I got you. I got you. It almost sounds like I left the water on or something. Well, that's the creek. I wish I could bring the camera down and show you the creek live, but I can't. And you know, Elizabeth, this is one of the paintbrush brushes that you gave to me, and thank you very much. Yeah. I'm just going to put these out here. Some more things like that. I don't know. I have a lot of mods here. Make a blue flower. Well, I'm trying here. It's just a sketch. It's not really. It's just a sketch is all it is. Hmm. Well, I'm just trying. It's just a sketch. That's all this is a sketch. And for my my watercolor sketchbook, and then we'll just kind of work on that tree just a little bit better. I'll turn the camera around again, and you can see it because it's getting close to dark. And we're what in 36 minutes in. Maybe some different colors. And then I want to get my easel out here and do like a longer painting. I'm going to do that hopefully probably after the 4th. After the 4th, most likely. And all right, what are we doing now? I need to do maybe just another couple flowers here. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe that's get this to blend into. We got some moss on it or something. I'm gonna huh. Yeah, I don't really understand how crystals work. I know what they do. I mean, maybe it's just like that one that stone I have and some of those other things. And hmm, okay, crystal grids and so forth, and maybe we'll put in for. I'm gonna leave this like that, just like that. What do we got going here? Hmm. That's weird. I must have froze. Fortune telling, huh? Yeah. I hope this stream is clear. So the stream isn't clear. That's what you're trying to tell me. Oh, so your internet failed too. Okay. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a. It's not terrible. It's freezing a bit. Yeah. Yeah. This is that whole thing of where we're having enough light and everything makes everything different. I guess I got to try it and do that thing to see if I can connect it directly into the Ethernet when I'm outside. Yeah, it's not too bad, but it's bad. Freezing a little bit makes it. Okay. Well, I'm going to turn the camera around because I think that I'm almost done with this thing, or maybe I can come back and do some more on it later. Go do some things and you like these? Yeah, I like them too because it's nice out here. What I haven't done this year, I haven't done it for 2 years, is it's not very nice that I can do it. I have an outdoor movie projector, and I would like to watch some like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and some other movies. So let's just turn the camera around. Yeah. So here's that. And if we go like this, there's the last rays of sun there. And there's no wind right now, but there's always a wind because over this way, Elizabeth, is a pass through the coast mountains. And so it's like road miles. What if it's just over the hill and over some more rugged mountains is where the ocean is. And just over that hill is that casino that I worked at for a long time. And I think it was last Sunday, a week ago Sunday, I came out and they had an outdoor concert, and you could hear the noise, the drum beats of that concert just over the hill. And so, and that property over there is owned by some of my neighbors, but they sold it some of it to the tribe. And so now the tribe here does not have a reservation. They do not have a reservation, but they got the go-ahead to build a casino. They got the go-ahead to build a casino, and with that, they bought back most of their land. Not all of it, because this land that I'm on here is their land too. It is their land, and like that hill over there, that entire hill over there, is owned by a friend of my mother's family, and more. And there's something else that's interesting about that hill over there. And was this place, I'm gonna just zoom in. There was this place called the Green Parrot Goat Ranch that was just right over there on that hill. And it was a stop that was along the way from, am I thinking Haight-Ashbury down in California? It was from San Francisco to Eugene, to Eugene, to the Green Parrot Goat Ranch, and to this other establishment up in Seattle that was also, I think, Green Parrot, like a hotel or youth hostel. And that was just over here, and this was part of Ken Keasley, the author of Sometime a Great Notion and The One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, had a stop along the way down in Eugene where they would come up on that yellow bus, and the people would, and this is in the 60s, they'd come up on the yellow bus and they would be tripping on acid or smoking weed and all of those things, and they would have this stop. It was this trip from San Francisco clear to Seattle. And that hill that I was talking about was one of the stops along the way. And now my aunt, great aunt, my dad's aunt, she was a county health nurse for this area. Now, some of that is a different county than the one that I am, because there's like 3 counties that are bordering in this area where I'm at. And and so at that Green Parrot Goat Ranch, my aunt solved a big mystery, and that was going on, where people were just like getting sick and whatnot. And so she found out, she did some investigative work, and she figured out that they were making wine in an old clawfoot bathtub that was like one of those old, and so they were getting lead poisoning from wine they were making in this bathtub. And then, so that was like a huge medical mystery. And her son, her oldest son, she had 3 sons. Her oldest, not old, I think it was her second born son. He was an engineer, and so he was a beneficiary of that Eisenhower administration, of both the Eisenhower administration and the Kennedy administration, when they poured tons of money into the education system in the United States in order to do the space race. And it started with President Eisenhower, and so they had dumped tons of money, and it's all over the United States they did this. And wild Mustang graves here. And so they did this stuff all over the United States. And then so he's my dad's first cousin, and he had a stroke of genius when he was like something, because when they cause there was no emergency system, and his dad had a heart attack, and they loaded him up in a station wagon, and they drove him 35 miles, 40 miles to the nearest hospital. And then he invented the 911 system that everyone uses, and he sold it to Bell Labs, and then worked on the rollout of that. So this is, now granted, his name is not on there, but this is a story in the family, and so that was my aunt Marie from Sweden, and so when her mother came to this country from Sweden in the 19-teens, her mother came to get a divorce because she was in an arranged marriage. I think she probably got arranged into that marriage when she was 14 years old or something like that. And so that was before the Swedish Revolution, when they were still under the kings, and so there were no, you weren't allowed to have a divorce or anything like that. And then she, after her, she caught her husband or whatnot sleeping around with other women, she just said she was all done with this guy. And this is my grandmother that I was talking about, great grandmother, who was a fortune teller, my fortune telling grandmother. And so she had this, so they came to America. They went from Sweden to New York, and then from New York to Chicago, and then they came and they left their children, 6 children, behind in Sweden. Then they worked 6 months, and they got the money together, and they sent for 2 of them. And so my grandmother, and I believe it was Marie, they came, there's 4 of them. 4 of them came over. Actually, 3 of them came over. 4 of them came over. The 5th one came over later, and the 6th one stayed behind. And so then my grandmother, my dad's mom, and I think it was Marie, they came over. They came over on a transatlantic boat trip alone at 8 years old. like 7 and 8 years old. My grandmother was 8, and they came over alone and when she was 8, and then with a younger sibling at 7. And so that was like the story of like this origin story, and so my dad was also really brilliant as well, and so he had a degree in mathematics or physics, and from the Harvard of the West Coast, which was called Reed College in Portland, Oregon, and so yeah, kind of a very non-religious person. So I kind of grew up in this household with my Pee-wee's inside the house. Pee-wee's in the house. Yeah, she doesn't really like hopping on laps and stuff like that, but Pee-wee's still alive and kicking. Anyways, that's enough for today. Got my hat. I'll work on this. It's pretty delicate, so I probably, yes, because Pee-wee has no teeth, and Pee-wee doesn't like dog food. She doesn't like dog food that you buy, and so I made bone broth out of a lamb shank, and so I fed Pee-wee lamb last night, and then today I fed her her very favorite was, but I didn't fry it. I boiled the hamburger in lamb bone broth, and so yeah, I cook every day for Pee-wee. Anyways, that's enough of this for today. And so this was my little drawing. It doesn't really look anything like that tree over there, so it's similar. If we take a look at, there's the drawing, there's the tree, there's the drawing, something like it, similar, not the same though. All right, peoples. And the light's almost gone too. You can see it's almost gone. And Elizabeth is sleepy, and yeah, Pee-wee didn't like me when she first came, and so I've been working with Pee-wee for years and years and years. I think since got her when she was 7. Yeah, she really liked that. I had to, with Mom's chronic issue, I've had to I don't really want to talk on open air what it is, and anyway, it's not anybody's business. Anyways, so it was like easier on your digestive tract to have what does that have to do with anything? Anyways, but I'm gonna say good night to all of you, and in a couple hours I will turn on a stream for Tools of Fortune, doing something. I'll try reading on something and see what happens. Anyways, we'll see you later. Bye-bye, and thank you for hanging out with me tonight. This has been fun. All right, bye. Good night.